Hi everyone, welcome to a new Daily Watches video. It's Friday, so the last trading day of the week. So let's quickly dive to the charts. Well, first of all, what we see on euro dollar is that we have some kind of resistance. We have a little bit of supply in here. However, the DXY could still shoot down. So for now, I will keep bullish on euro dollar, especially like yesterday I already said, we are still bullish. And yeah, we just straightly shut up at CPI. So the CPI news gave us that boost we needed until that supply zone in there. For now, yeah, price action is still bullish, especially this overall structure. So for now, I'm still aiming for a high in here being taken out. But yeah, nevertheless, we still have this minor supply in here, which give a little bit of resistance, and we have a demand zone below in there. For now, I'm not looking for shorts. Now, if we go to the DXY, what we can see is a inverse euro-US dollar almost. So what we see right now is that we have some kind of support from this demand zone. But keep in mind, we already touched this one in here, and we created the original demand zone in there. So price already returned there for like 3, 4, maybe 5 times if you count all these candles. So for now, there's fewer liquidity left. There's fewer demand, like buy orders left. So I am aiming for DXY for another drop, for a continuation of this downward trend, and to visit back until this demand zone below in there. That said, moving over to AUDUSD dollar, and regarding the AUDUSD dollar, it is still bullish. It can continue at least until this supply zone, especially if the DXY keeps dropping. Then I'm aiming for this supply zone for the next possibly a pullback. Now, if we analyze the 4-hour a little bit more better, then we can see we had a trend line in here. Now, this one has been taken out by this zone. So let's quickly draw the right one. So what we see is a similar zone inside of our, I think this is also like an older 4-hour zone. But yeah, keep in mind, we already came here like 1, 2, 3 times now at least. And we have like a bigger supply all the way up there. So long term, I still think that these heights can be broken and we can visit until that supply zone up there. So if you look at the overall picture, it still looks bullish, right? If you calculate like us, if you take in the weekly demand we had below in here, the daily demand we had in here, because like I said in previous videos, we had this long daily trend, weekly trend being broken, creating demand, price visiting back until demand. Now we're seeing the same thing, and we could easily just continue this rally to the upside. Now if you go to the weekly time frame, then you can see it a little bit more clear. So what we're seeing right now is that clear dynamic momentum shift. And yeah, for now I am still bullish on AUD/US dollar, and I'm having these demand zones below in here as a level for a possible entry for long. That said, moving over to the GBPUSD dollar, and regarding the GBPUSD dollar, what we can see is that we are currently inside of the supply zone I said to you guys yesterday. So we could see some kind of resistance from this supply zone. Keep the DXY of course in mind, but for now this is fresh. I think even a daily supply zone, but at least a 4-hour supply zone. Yeah, it's a daily stacked with a 4-hour supply zone where price is currently in. So we could see some kind of drop. We could see some kind of retracement back to a demand level. What we're also seeing is that these highs in here and supply zones in here were taken out, and the newly created daily demand zone is located in there. I preferably see price heading back to this one. But for now, yeah, we have some kind of resistance, so keep that in mind. If you're day trading, you might look for some shorts today. But yeah, this is the one I'm watching. This is a strong supply zone. It's located in an older weekly supply zone. So let's go to the weekly real quick. But also keep in mind that the price action is still bullish, but we took out these highs, so a pullback might be likely. We're still having like this weekly supply zone in here, so this one was taken out basically. So if this one is taken out and we create a new one, so this is the newly created supply zone basically. We already came there a few times, so for now we might still just continue this bullish trend. But yeah, short term we could see some kind of pullback, some kind of retracement from that 4-hour stacked with a daily zone. That said, moving over to the NZDUSD dollar, we saw a move up from the demand zone, and the trade I said to you guys yesterday, for now price is still, yeah, it still came back and took out our trade at break even. Unfortunately, we didn't really see that a big move to the upside, so for now I'm still a little bit careful with the NZDUSD dollar, especially if you look at the daily time frame. We can still easily make this drop back to our daily demand zone, and I prefer to see that. Actually, I prefer to see the NZDUSD dollar dropping back to our demand zone. Now, if we go to the 4-hour, we can see that we are a little bit ranging, right? Like currently we are just stuck in this range. So if we take our range tool from top until bottom, then what we can see is price visited back into the 0.25 until the demand level, and it rejected at 0.75. So currently we are just stuck mid-range. And either way, we're going to take out the lows or we're going to take out the highs. For now, there's not really a clear direction. I prefer to see this high being taken out with this candle or with this up move. So what could happen, in my opinion, is this demand zone in here being taken out if the DXY starts to rally, or at least we visit a little bit higher, make a retest at the 0.50 and rally back into our supply zone in here. So there are two scenarios you can trade right now. Either way, a pullback to the downside, especially if we break to the downside, then you can get some nice shorts, or if you might get a sustained move up, make like this trade for like the next leg up to break these highs and probably just have your target at these highs or maybe inside of this supply zone. So that's what I'm watching for now. Now moving over to gold, and regarding gold, we got a big run to the upside. Like I already said, I think since last week, I'm still bullish on gold. I think we can still break the highs long term. I think we can still easily get another leg up, another new all-time high. For now, we have this supply zone being in control. It's still a fresh supply zone since we broke this 4-hour trend in here. There's no daily stack with it, so the 4-hour is currently giving us a little bit of a bearish pressure, but for the daily, it just looks bullish. So daily is still very bullish, and I'm still having this daily demand below in there. But for now, yeah, we could see some kind of resistance. So if we have the daily, yeah, we also might draw this as a zone, but it's not a valid supply and demand zone for me. However, on the 4-hour, it is valid. So on the 4-hour, we might see a short-term shift to the downside back to this demand zone, or preferably even lower into this demand zone, because if we visit back into this demand zone, yeah, we might eventually still break this trend line. So for now, there's two scenarios I'm watching. Either way, just that bullish run to the upside, maybe get like a day trade for another quick short on like the third trade. So yeah, either way, a small day trade to the downside from our supply zone, and after that probably check this demand zone, see if we can break the trend line or not, or if we're gonna get another sustained move. Like if we get back to this this trend line, we will probably break it and move further to the downside, and the 4-hour will shift bearish. But for now, yep, it looks bullish. Small pullback to the downside is likely. Moving over to Bitcoin, and regarding Bitcoin, yeah, we saw basically a fake push up during CPI yesterday. Now price is heading back into our basically our zone in here, right? Like we have this one, we can even just draw this one in. So what you can see is we have some levels in here, like the 786, 2.25, whatever you want to call it. We have a little bit of demand in there. We're not bullish yet, and I want to say that, but we can get another leg up, probably, maybe even break this trend line. For now, if we don't sustain this demand zone and we move back until the lows in here, then I will be watching the 40 until 45k levels, preferably for another big long. And yeah, I really like to see that if price can just go back to 45k. But for now, for the day traders, you can watch this demand zone for another leg up. And that's it. I'm gonna close the video. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys again on Monday. Ciao.